Today I have in the studio with me Tony Lemmon.
Yes.
And the name of your show, sir?
The Alternation, Aggressive Music with a Message. And we're on Sunday nights at WELT, Hour of Wonderfulness.
Everybody has a specific title that they want to use. What is yours?
Friend you can't see. I guess.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friend you can't see, which actually does sound kind of creepy, I guess, but I would say maybe DJ would probably be the best. Spinning some tunes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When you designed the alternation,
Don't worry, we'll edit that out.
when this is live, dude. When you designed your show, what did you see? What was the outline?
I wanted to have aggressive or hard rock music, and I wanted to have it in Fort Wayne because I grew up in another area, and when I moved to Fort Wayne, the radio station that I loved to listen to with aggressive hard rock Christian music, I couldn't hardly get it unless I was driving east-west. So I would change the route to where I was driving to go east-west so I could hear the radio station more. And I thought, why don't I have that here? And so I started having my own show. And so I started producing my own show. And so what I've done is, not only do I have that hard rock Christian music, I also have snippets of some sermons that are talking about certain topics. Not necessarily with the music, but they kind of go with the theme. And then I have some comedy bits in the show, as well as some fake sponsors. So it sounds like we're actually a legitimate show.
You know what? What I liked, what you were telling me before we actually went live, is that you started doing your show before you even knew about WELT.
I was wanting to have that station come down here to Fort Wayne, and I couldn't hear it, so I started my own show. And I was like in my basement just making shows of my own with a microphone and my computer and making CDs, distributing it to friends, seeing if other stations would like it. I was even going AM. Man, anybody on the AM dial want to have this, you know? And I sat down with Eric Molberg to talk about the TV show, and that's when he told me about the radio station is going to start up soon. And so I was kind of in there before it started and working with him on how to get it, emailed to him and all that stuff. Because I do the show at home in my living room in front of my fireplace. I don't do it in this wonderful studio.
Yeah.
And so I produce it, in front of my fireplace in my chair at home or in my van, because my van's a really nice sound quality, I think, because of all the cushions and stuff. So I forget the question.
So I love it.
Yeah.
So this is a branch from your TV show.
Yeah, the TV show is called Mastication Station, and it's an interview show like this one is, and it's kind of like a late night Johnny Carson kind of a feel to it. We have jazz actually on the show, and it goes on YouTube, and it's on the CW on Friday nights at 1:30.
Has your show evolved from the initial plan?
It's actually, the plan's always been the same, and it still is the same, to have that same kind of music and having comedy bits. What's happened is, I think, if you do the show a lot, especially I've noticed this with the TV show more than I have the radio show, but after you've done it for a long time, you start to get a rhythm, and you start to learn some new tricks, and so you can kind of throw some things in there that you didn't know right away. So it's interesting to hear the first show way back when, or watch the first TV show way back when, and then compare it to now. It's just like night and day. It's amazing that you learn over time.
Yes.
And when you hone your craft, you learn things, and you get better and better as the time goes on.
Who's your target audience?
My target audience is anyone with that can hear.
I like that.
Anybody that has the radio on at 8 o'clock on Sunday nights, that's my target. I would say probably people in their 20s to 50s, somewhere in there, because I use a lot of music from the 90s, because that was, I get into the 2000s also, but I would say probably people in their 20s and 30s specifically.
Because I heard you say it's Christian, you have sermons in with it.
Yeah.
I'm in my mind trying to see, how do you connect hard rock and Christian sermons?
Well, if you listen to the lyrics of the songs, you're hearing a real common theme, that this is a hopeless world and there is a solution. There's a lot of music out there talking about the problems that we have, the problems we face, or whatever. And these songs have the same thing, the problems we face, the problems that we're undergoing, but it has a solution. And the solution is Christ Jesus himself. Amen. And so when I take the sermons, it's a 35, 40-minute sermon, I get it down to like 1 minute. And so I have just one moment in the sermon that really connects the music to it. And so that's like just a theme going through it. Now, I put comedy bits in there that have absolutely nothing to do with the sermon at all. And then I have the fake commercials that have absolutely nothing to do with it. It's just to kind of break it up a little bit.
Okay.
I have fake sponsors. The New York style Chinese buffet, I'm walking here. Sam Elliott injections, so you have a deeper voice.
Are these people you then?
These are all me. The Risterline foot pouches. I also have the Chew canceling headphones, which is one of my favorite sponsors.
Wow, I guess you're answering each of these questions as we go. That's the flavor.
I studied.
What's the flavor of your show? I can kind of see it.
Well, it would go like the introduction where I'm just kind of chit-chatting a little bit for like a minute or two, and then you hear the fake sponsor, and then you'll go right into a music segment. Mm-hmm. And the music is either fast-paced, or it might be more grungy and laid back a little bit, and then I'll throw a sermon in there with some music under it as well. Right. So it's basically, it runs the gamut of all emotions. It's not just fun and just happy. It can be kind of sad and kind of introspective at times. Mm-hmm. It just goes up and down, up like a roller coaster.
Are you a minister?
I am not. Well, I mean, technically I am. I'm not ordained.
Right.
But I am, I mean...
Where do the sermons come from?
The sermons come from my pastor at Broadway downtown. Yeah. I mean, technically, I suppose if you're a Christ follower, you're a minister of the word. So, right. But I don't wear the white square on my
and this is a ministry. Your show is a ministry in itself.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, yes. Emotions move people. Mm-hmm. Have you considered what emotion you want to ignite?
I feel that laughter is really healing to people. And so if I had to pick one emotion, which every show, if you listen to it, there isn't one, but if I had to pick one, I would say laughter, because it's really healing to laugh, and it's really emotionally releasing to laugh. And so I feel that is the common bond that everybody has is laughter.
Okay.
Did I answer?
That was an awesome answer. Thank you. Describe what community radio means to you.
Community radio, and this is outside of me, this is just in general, this is giving a voice to people who would not normally have it. Mm-hmm. And it's people who either on one level who listen to the radio and they're like, I don't like how they do it. I wish the radio was like this. Mm-hmm. Or it might say, another level would be, I have some things that I got to get off my chest and I want to say them. Well, this gives people a platform to say things that are either important to them or important to our world, people with different points of view. It's amazing when you listen to this radio station how many different points of view there are, how many styles there are, how many cultures are represented, how many points of view are represented. And so it's nice to be a part of something that we all don't agree and we all don't have the same point of view, and that's okay. And I think we need a lot more of discussion with people that we disagree with, because it builds us up and makes us stronger.
I hate to end this interview, but
you don't want to. Keep going.
That's it. I want to give you the final thought.
Okay. I wonder if I left the iron on.
You better call home.
Yeah. Actually, what's funny is I put a drink in the freezer before I came because I was going to drink it. I was going to cool it down. It's in glass. And so I'm on the way here. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I left it in the freezer, and I did. So I had to call home and tell somebody, I think I left that in the freezer. Take it out quick.
Take it out, right.
That's my life.
This is Tony Lemmon.
Tony Lemmon, like the fruit with an extra M. You got it. Go. Sunday nights at 8 on WELT. Right. Aggressive music with a message.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.